I've just seen the public launch of the new MP16 row units on the 2025 CP770 at the Australian Cotton Conference. How's this for a happy face? I'd heard rumours, but I wasn't actually expecting to see them at the conference, and so here's a little look at some of the things I really liked and some of the things that haven't changed. So as a whole, the most noticeable changes on the 2025 CP770 are there's now yield monitoring on individual row units instead of just the whole machine. There's a new corner post display in the cabin. They've repositioned the solution strainer, shutoff valve and bleed valve into a convenient to access place, which is awesome. For those with the Tier 3 engine like Australia, that breather is now getting caught instead of delivering that oily air into the engine bay and getting sucked into that left cotton fan. The fan speed sensor is on the fan now, not on one of the drive shafts, which is really important. And then the MP16 row units. So that's probably what most of us are here for. So let's get on to them. While these machines are getting faster and better, the importance of the operator is only getting more vital to making them pay. I've developed an operator training course using videos made while operating pickers over multiple seasons. And for the past 2 years in Australia, I've been delivering this course, both in person and as an online course. And we're offering it in the USA, the online course, this year for the first time. It is equally applicable to 7760s, CP690s and CP770s. And we start with a big safety focus to minimise those risks to operators and support crew. Then we go on to preparing the machine for both the day and the season to make the most of the window once that crop is ripe. There's lots on simple operator excellence to pick more acres in a day. And then we cover maintenance with a big focus on a good blowdown for component life and minimising the risk of machine fire. It's selling now in the USA and we'd love to help your team. Please comment on this YouTube, email me, troy@realskillsagtraining.com.au, or send an inquiry through our website, realskillsagtraining.com.au. Here's a testimonial from one of our Australian industry leaders, Tony Quigley, on how helpful he found this course for his team. Righto, let's get back to the new MP16 row units. So they are new from the ground up, complete new cabinet. There are some common components, but they are a full redesign. The first thing you'll notice is the new black plastic cover, and beneath them is a fully redesigned drivetrain. It looks quite different to the old ones. I didn't spend much time looking around that drivetrain at the top, but I'm going to take their word for it that it is a substantial improvement. So the way the automated greasing of the spindle bars works is while you're operating, it'll give it 1 minute of greasing. If you want more grease, you'll shorten the interval between those 1 minute shots of grease, and if you want less, you'll lengthen the interval between those shots of grease. They're still recommending that once a day you do a full grease up using your tether like we've always greased, and that seems to be a good idea to me, so that you get to have a look through your spindles and get to cast your eyes over it rather than just running on without looking. It's the airflow gains that I'm most excited about, those new curved doors with increased gaps to reduce door blocks, and then bigger entry to the chutes at the back of the cabinet. Should really help that cotton flow and reduce our downtime to door blocks and chute blocks. They'll still benefit from that extra effort we do to seal and optimise the air system. We're still going to want to seal these, and we're going to really want, again, we still have these big air gaps that if we seal them, we're going to get better performance from our air system and less door blocks. There is an extra bearing on that aluminium spindle drive shaft. so that they don't break their neck like we're seeing a little bit of. They've deleted that doffer sensor strip, which is going to increase the airflow around the backside of that doffer and help with cotton flow. And then there's the optional dealer fitted hydraulic pressure doors, which is interesting. The new hydraulic pressure doors is not something I'd have asked for, but perhaps it's part of setting up for driverless machines in the future. From the factory, they come as manual, and the hydraulic setup is dealer fitted only. So from the factory, the pressure doors work the same as the old ones. The components are all new, including these new pressed metal pressure doors, but the mechanism is very similar to the Pro 16 units. The hydraulic option lets you adjust the pressure from the cab, giving you more incremental adjustments instead of half a hole being the smallest adjustment. But the big thing they allow is they release the pressure when you stop, obviously hoping to clear some blocks without getting out of the cab. I don't see that being a big help in Australia, and I would want to see the moisture columns be able to be open too, to clear a block without having to leave the seat. But we'll see. I'll be interested to know how they go in the field. And finally, lots of people from the USA have asked me about this folding transport kit that's quite common in Australia. It allows us to wind the heads in close for transport, and then instead of removing that extension, we can just hinge it, pivot it around, and hold it in place. It's a lot easier than removing and refitting that extension. So there we go, there's my first look at the 2025 CP770 and those all new MP16 heads. Please help me out by liking this video and subscribing to the channel to keep up to date with everything cotton picker. And I'd love you to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the MP16 heads.